Okay, students, now two more important topics are there. One is oxidation and reduction. So, with the help of examples, we can clearly do it. Oxidation. Oxidation is the process in which there is either gain of oxygen or there is loss of hydrogen. So, what students do, one mistake which they normally do, they write and in place of or, but they have to write or, not and. And means both processes are occurring, whereas or means either this is occurring or this is occurring. So they have to write or. So any reaction in which either gain of oxygen occurs or loss of hydrogen occurs, then out of these two, any one thing has happened, then we will say oxidation reaction has occurred. Now see, just like in this case, when we take copper powder and we heat it in the presence of air, then copper powder changes to cupric oxide. So this formation, what happened in this process? Oxygen is added to copper and there is formation of this product. So we will say this reaction is oxidation of copper, because out of these two, this thing has occurred. What has occurred? Gain of oxygen in copper has occurred. So this is oxidation of copper. Similarly, in reduction process, reduction is just a reverse of oxygen. In reduction, what will happen? There will be either gain of hydrogen or loss of oxygen. Out of these two, only one thing should occur. If any one thing occurs, then we will say that reduction process has occurred. Now, let us take this example. Cupric oxide, if we treat it with hydrogen gas, then it results in the formation of copper and water. Now see, if you will check what has happened, from this compound, oxygen has gone out because this compound has converted into copper. So what has happened? There is loss of oxygen. So out of these two, what has occurred? Loss of oxygen has occurred. So it means we will say this reaction shows reduction of CuO. So this is oxidation and this is reduction. These two are reciprocal to each other. Now one more thing. If we take such reaction in which we can see both the processes, oxidation as well as reduction, then such reaction is termed as redox reaction. So the reaction in which reduction as well as oxidation takes place simultaneously, that is called redox. Redox word is taken from these two things. One is reduction, another is oxidation. So reduction as well as oxidation. If both processes occur simultaneously, then that reaction is called redox reaction. Now same example is example of redox reaction. Now see how we will check. CuO has changed into Cu. Similarly, H2 has changed into H2O. Now see, in this process, in this conversion, what has happened? Loss of oxygen. Now, gain of oxygen is oxidation and loss of oxygen is reduction. So, what we will say that this reaction represents reduction of CuO. Similarly, H2 has changed into H2O. So, what has happened in this reaction? Gain of oxygen. So, gain of oxygen means oxidation. Now, see, in this reaction, these two processes are occurring simultaneously, reduction as well as oxidation. So we can term that this whole reaction is redox reaction. So this is redox reaction. Now there are two more concepts which are related with oxidation. So those two concepts are also there. One is corrosion and another is rancidity. So two more concepts. Number one, corrosion, and number two, rancidity. Okay, now see, iron particles, when they come in contact with atmospheric air, moisture, or dissolved gases, then there is formation of rust. This process is called corrosion. So what is corrosion? Iron particles, they undergo oxidation process and they become rusty. The formula of rust is Fe2O3 dot X molecules of water. X means it is any number. This number value is high. So this is the formula of rust. It forms by the reaction of iron with atmospheric air, moisture, or gases which are dissolved in air. So this is one of the thing where effect of oxidation we can see. This is just oxidation of iron. Similarly, rancidity. There are few food items in which we use oil and fat. Now, when this oil and fat it comes in contact with air, then it undergoes oxidation. Now, if it happens, if oil and fat present in food items undergoes oxidation, then the taste, natural taste and flavor of that particular food item changes. That phenomena, that process is called rancidity, and such food is called rancid food. So to avoid this thing, to avoid the contact of oil and fat with air, what we do, we use nitrogen gas. So you might have seen chips packets and such eatables, they are fluffy. So why they are fluffy? Because what is filled inside? Inside nitrogen gas is filled. That is not air. Because if it is air, then there will be oxidation process and that food item will get spoiled. We cannot enjoy the flavor and natural taste of that particular item. So nitrogen gas is used for making those items, food items, safe, to avoid the process of oxidation. So let us revise again. What will be the definition of corrosion? It is the process of deterioration of iron particles in the presence of, by the reaction of atmospheric factors like air, moisture or gases dissolved. Formula of rust is Fe2O3 dot XH2. Rancidity, the food items which contain oil and fat, they react with air to form, to undergo oxidation, and this spoils their natural taste and flavor, and this process is called rancidity. Such food is called rancid food, and to avoid rancidity, we use nitrogen gas which we fill in food packets so that there is no oxidation and the food items are safe. So students, this much was there in the first chapter. Now we have completed first chapter. In case of